Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into ChatGPT in 2025.
Sounds fun.
You shared this really interesting article with us, and I
Deep
think it's
dive.
fascinating. It's called Cómo o ChatGPT vai transformar sua estrategia de conteúdo en 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And it was published just a few days ago on November 9th, 2024,
Wow, so recent.
by a content creator named Esteves Jr.
Okay.
It's all about how ChatGPT is going to supercharge content creation,
Right.
especially for social media.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really cool is that it focuses on the Brazilian digital landscape.
I always like getting that global perspective.
Yeah, it brings a whole new unique angle to it.
Definitely.
What really stood out to me, though, was this idea that 2025 could be a turning point where ChatGPT isn't just like a tool, but like a fundamental part of any successful content strategy.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah. What do you think? Are we on the verge of like an AI content revolution?
I think this article makes a really compelling case for that.
Okay.
It's easy to dismiss ChatGPT as hype,
Mm.
but I think it's already having a huge impact. People are using it to write everything,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
from social media posts
Hmm.
to automated responses.
Yeah.
And what's really exciting is that by 2025, the AI behind ChatGPT is going to be even more advanced.
Oh.
I mean, think about it. Hyper-personalization, real-time trend detection, the ability to adapt to different brand voices.
Mhm.
It's like having a whole content team at your fingertips.
Okay, I have to admit that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The article actually lays out 6 specific ways ChatGPT will revolutionize content production in 2025.
Oh, wow.
And some of them are honestly mind-blowing.
I bet.
Like this whole concept of automação criativa e otimizada,
Okay.
basically lightning fast content creation,
Right.
perfectly
Love it.
optimized for each platform. It's
Well,
amazing.
That sounds pretty incredible.
Yeah,
So efficient.
right. And it goes beyond just like writing a single post.
Really.
The article gives examples of how you can prompt ChatGPT to create entire content sequences
Wow.
and even managing the back and forth in the comments section.
So, like, it can hold a conversation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine the time saving.
Oh, my gosh. That would be incredible. Like, you'd have so much more time to...
Exactly. But it's not just about quantity.
Okay.
This kind of automation allows content creators to focus on the strategy,
Right.
big picture stuff,
Okay.
while the AI handles the day-to-day grind.
I see.
It's like it frees you up. So
Yeah.
it's like having an AI assistant
Mhm.
that frees you up to be more creative
Yeah.
rather than replacing your creativity altogether.
Exactly.
Oh.
And that leads into the next point the article makes, which is identificação e adaptação às tendências de forma instantânea.
Okay.
Instant trend identification and adaptation.
Wow. So it can keep you ahead of the curve.
Yes. What's fascinating here is the potential to not only spot trends as they emerge,
Oh, wow.
but to instantly create content around those trends.
That would be so valuable.
It's like having a finger on the pulse of the digital world.
I can see how that would be incredibly powerful, especially for brands
Right.
trying to stay relevant
Yes,
in such a fast-paced digital world.
for sure.
But it also makes me wonder,
Yeah.
could this lead to a situation where everyone's chasing the same trends,
Hmm.
creating a kind of content echo chamber?
It's possible. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
really interesting question. It's true that if everyone's using the same tools to identify trends,
Right.
there's a risk of homogenization.
Yeah.
But I think the key is how you use the information.
Okay.
ChatGPT can tell you what's trending,
Mm-hmm.
but it's up to you to put your own unique spin on it,
Right.
to inject your brand's personality
Yeah.
and perspective.
So it's not just about jumping on the bandwagon.
Right.
It's about using those trends as inspiration to create something
Exactly.
original and engaging.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hooked. What else does this article highlight?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The article talks about produção de conteúdo personalizado e inclusivo. Personalized and inclusive content creation.
So we're talking about tailoring content to
Yeah.
specific niches,
Mm-hmm.
demographics,
Yes.
even creating content that's inclusive
Yes.
and representative of diverse viewpoints.
Exactly.
So it's not just about creating a ton of content.
Right.
It's about creating the right content for the right audience.
Yes.
And ChatGPT can actually help you do that.
Exactly. The article provides some compelling examples.
Oh, really? Like what?
Imagine prompting ChatGPT to create content for Gen Z on Instagram
Okay.
that focuses on mental health awareness,
Oh, wow.
or crafting a series of posts about sustainable living
Mm-hmm.
for an audience in their 40s and 50s.
Okay.
It's about leveraging AI to really understand and connect with your target audience
Yeah.
on a deeper level.
This is blowing my
I
mind.
know, it's pretty amazing.
So we've got automation trend prediction and personalized content.
Right.
What's next?
The article then delves into análisis y estrategias baseadas en datos.
What does that mean?
Data-driven analysis and strategies.
Oh, okay.
Imagine being able to get instant feedback on your content's performance.
Oh, that would be so helpful.
Understand what's resonating with your audience and use those insights to refine your strategy.
Okay. That sounds incredibly valuable. But honestly,
yeah.
sometimes data analysis can feel so overwhelming.
It can be.
Is ChatGPT going to make it easier for content creators to actually understand and use data effectively?
That's precisely the point.
Okay.
The article showcases how you can prompt ChatGPT to analyze engagement on your latest Instagram posts,
Okay.
identify topics that are generating the most buzz, and even suggest improvements.
Oh, wow.
It's about taking the guesswork out of content strategy
Right.
and making data-driven decisions accessible to everyone.
So we're talking about using AI not just to create content,
Yeah.
but to actually understand how that content is performing and make it even better.
Yes.
I'm seeing a real theme here. It's about using AI to enhance your skills as a content creator,
Right.
not to replace them.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And the article goes on to talk about creación de campañas interactivas originales,
What does that mean?
which translates to creating interactive and original campaigns that help you stand out from the crowd.
Okay.
This is where ChatGPT's creative potential really shines.
Okay.
We're talking about generating ideas for entire social media campaigns,
Wow.
complete with interactive elements like polls,
Oh.
challenges, and quizzes.
So ChatGPT isn't just about writing blog posts or social media captions.
Yeah.
It can actually help you come up with big picture campaign ideas.
Exactly.
That's next level stuff.
I know, it's pretty incredible.
What kind of examples does the article give?
Well, one example is prompting ChatGPT to create a series of Instagram stories polls about reading habits,
Oh, interesting.
or maybe a sequence of posts for a World Environment Day awareness campaign. It's about using AI as a brainstorming partner to spark new ideas and push the boundaries of what's possible.
This is incredible, and I love how it ties into the idea of creating content that's interactive and engaging.
Yeah.
It's not just about broadcasting a message.
Right.
It's about creating an experience for your audience.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm officially sold on ChatGPT's potential.
Uh-huh. I'm glad.
What's the final point the article makes?
The final point focuses on cómo o ChatGPT agrega valor a sua presencia digital.
Which means?
How ChatGPT adds value to your digital presence.
Okay.
And this, I think, is the most important takeaway.
Okay.
We're not just talking about making content creation easier or faster. We're talking about using AI to fundamentally change how we approach content strategy.
Okay, tell me more.
The article highlights how ChatGPT can free up content creators to focus on the bigger picture.
Okay.
Instead of getting bogged down in the day-to-day tasks, you can spend more time refining your brand identity, developing a long-term content strategy, and building meaningful relationships with your audience.
So it's about reclaiming your time and energy so you can focus on the things that really matter.
Exactly.
The strategy, the connection, the heart of your brand. That's a powerful message. But I'm also wondering, if everyone starts using ChatGPT,
Yeah.
will it become harder to stand out? Will we all end up sounding the same?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's something we should definitely explore further.
Okay.
Let's dive into that after a quick break.
Sounds good. We'll be right back with more on ChatGPT in 2025.
All right, we're back, and I'm still thinking about all the possibilities ChatGPT opens up for content creation.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
Before the break, we were talking about how everyone using ChatGPT might actually make it harder to stand out.
Right.
It's almost like a paradox,
Yeah,
right?
it is kind of.
You've got this tool that can help you personalize content, but what happens when everyone's personalizing?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it comes down to understanding that ChatGPT is a tool. Right.
Not a magic bullet.
Okay.
It can help you create great content, but it can't create your brand identity for you.
Right.
That's where the human element comes in.
So it's not about letting ChatGPT dictate your style or voice.
Right.
It's about using it to amplify what makes you unique.
Exactly. Think about it this way. ChatGPT can help you write in different styles and tones,
Okay.
but it's up to you to choose the style that best reflects your brand. It can analyze trends,
Right.
but it's up to you to decide which trends align with your values
Yeah,
and your audience.
that makes sense.
It's like having a superpowered assistant who could execute your vision,
Okay.
but you still have to be the visionary.
So in a way, ChatGPT could actually push creators to be more intentional about their brand identity,
I think so.
more strategic about their content,
Yeah.
because they'll need to differentiate themselves in a world where everyone has access to these same AI tools.
Exactly. It's about using ChatGPT to enhance your existing skills and insights,
Right.
not to replace them.
I see.
And that leads us to another important point, the importance of human oversight.
Okay.
Even in 2025, when the AI is even more advanced,
Yeah.
we can't just blindly trust the output.
Right.
We need to be critical, we need to edit,
Mm-hmm.
we need to make sure the content aligns with our brand and our values.
So it's not just about hitting generate and calling it a day.
No, definitely not.
There's still a lot of human judgment and creativity involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where the real magic happens.
Mm.
When you combine the power of AI with human insight and creativity,
Yeah.
that's when you can create something truly special.
And this article really emphasizes that, doesn't it?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
The article really emphasizes how ChatGPT can help creators focus less on the mechanics of content creation
Okay.
and more on strengthening their brand identity and fostering genuine dialogue.
So it's like it's taking all the tedious, time-consuming tasks off your plate. So
Exactly.
you can focus on the high-level thinking and
Yeah.
strategic planning, but there's still a lot of work involved, right?
Well, for sure.
It's not like ChatGPT is going to magically transform every brand into a content powerhouse overnight.
Right. There's still a learning curve.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to use the tool effectively,
Mm-hmm.
how to write effective prompts, how to interpret the data.
Yeah.
But the article argues that this investment is well worth it because in 2025, using AI for content creation will likely be a key differentiator for major brands.
So it's not just about keeping up with the Joneses.
No.
It's about creating a more engaging and personalized experience for your audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's where ChatGPT's true potential lies. It's not just a tool for churning out more content.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tool for creating more meaningful connections.
I love that. So let's bring this back to our listener.
Okay.
If they're thinking about their own content strategy moving forward,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways they should keep in mind?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's important to embrace the fact that AI is going to play an increasingly important role in content creation.
Mm-hmm.
Tools like ChatGPT are rapidly evolving, and those who are willing to learn and adapt will have a distinct advantage.
So it's not enough to just know how to use ChatGPT.
Right.
You need to know how to use it to achieve your specific goals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about your target audience,
Mm-hmm.
your brand identity, your overall content strategy.
Okay.
How can ChatGPT help you achieve those goals?
Right.
Can it help you personalize your content?
Yeah.
Can it help you identify emerging trends?
Hmm.
Can it help you create more engaging and interactive content?
So it's about figuring out how ChatGPT fits into your existing content strategy.
Yes.
Not about letting it dictate your strategy.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment.
Okay.
Play around with different prompts.
Yeah.
Try different approaches. See what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty of ChatGPT is that it's constantly learning and evolving, so there's always something new to discover.
That's such great advice. It's like, don't be intimidated by the technology.
Right.
Embrace it as a creative partner. And speaking of creativity, we've talked a lot about the strategic side of things.
We have.
But what about the creative potential of ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Do you think it can actually help people become more creative content creators?
That's a fascinating question.
It is.
And I think it's one of the most exciting things about this technology.
Okay.
I believe that ChatGPT can absolutely enhance creativity.
Mm.
Think about it. It can help you break out of your creative ruts
Mm-hmm.
by suggesting new ideas and formats.
Right.
It can help you tailor your content to specific audiences
Mm.
in ways you might not have thought of before.
Okay.
And it can even help you overcome writer's block by providing a starting point or a fresh perspective.
So it's like having a brainstorming partner
Yeah.
who's always available, always generating new ideas, and always pushing you to think outside the box.
Exactly.
That's pretty powerful. But I also wonder if we're relying on AI for inspiration.
Yeah.
Are we at risk of losing our own creative spark?
That's a good question.
Will we become so dependent on ChatGPT that we forget how to come up with our own ideas?
That's a really thought-provoking question, and I think it's something we all need to be mindful of as we embrace these new tools.
Right.
It's important to remember that ChatGPT is a tool for augmenting our creativity, not replacing it.
Yeah.
We need to be intentional about using it in a way that enhances our own creative process, not stifles it.
So it's about finding the right balance,
Yes.
the right synergy between human creativity and AI assistance.
Exactly.
We need to make sure we're still exercising our own creative muscles,
Right.
even as we're taking advantage of the amazing capabilities ChatGPT offers.
Precisely. And I think that's a great segue into our final point,
Okay, what's that?
which is this. While AI is undoubtedly changing the game for content creation, it's not a replacement for the human element. It's not a replacement for storytelling,
Okay.
for connecting with your audience on an emotional level,
Right.
for building a brand that people love and trust.
So in a way, ChatGPT is actually making the human element even more important.
I think so.
Because in a world where everyone has access to the same AI tools,
Right.
it's the human touch, the unique perspective,
Yeah.
the genuine connection that's going to set you apart.
Exactly. It's about leveraging the power of AI while staying true to your authentic voice and vision. It's about using ChatGPT as a tool to amplify your strengths, not to mask your weaknesses.
Okay.
It's about remembering that at the end of the day, content creation is about human connection. It's about sharing stories, building relationships, and making a difference in the world.
Beautifully said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into ChatGPT and the future of content, I want to leave our listener with a final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
How might you leverage ChatGPT's potential to elevate your own content strategy in the years to come?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a question worth pondering. The article we discussed today, along with the other resources mentioned by Esteves Jr., especially his Instagram at Esteves Jr., offer a fantastic starting point. Explore, experiment, and see how you can integrate this powerful tool into your creative process.
Yeah,
The possibilities are truly limitless.
that's right. And remember, the key is to stay curious, stay adaptable, and never stop exploring new ways to connect with your audience.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the exciting world of AI-powered content.
It was my pleasure.
Until next time. You know, it's interesting that even though this whole article is about AI, it really does keep coming back to that human element.
It does, doesn't it?
Like, it really does.
Yeah, it's refreshing, actually.
It reminds us that these tools like ChatGPT are most powerful when they're used to enhance our creativity and help us connect with our audience in a deeper way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the article doesn't just focus on, like, the shiny, exciting aspects of AI either.
Okay.
It also touches on some of the potential challenges and concerns that content creators might have about integrating ChatGPT into their workflow.
Right. That makes sense.
For example, it talks about the importance of maintaining authenticity and avoiding the trap of sounding generic or robotic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can see how it would be easy to fall into that trap if you're relying too heavily on AI-generated content.
Right.
But the article seems to suggest that ChatGPT can actually help you develop a stronger, more distinctive voice. How does it do that?
Well, think about it this way. ChatGPT can analyze your existing content,
Okay.
identify patterns in your language and tone, and then suggest ways to refine and amplify those elements.
Interesting.
It's like having a writing coach who can help you polish your style and make sure your voice is consistent across all your platforms.
So it's not about replacing your voice, it's about helping you hone it.
Right.
Make it sharper,
Yeah.
more impactful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it can also help you experiment with different styles and tones.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you want to sound more authoritative on LinkedIn,
Okay.
but more playful and conversational on Instagram. ChatGPT can help you adapt your voice to different contexts while still maintaining a core sense of authenticity.
That's really cool. It's like having a chameleon-like ability to shift your tone depending on the platform and the audience,
Yeah.
while still staying true to yourself.
Exactly.
But then there's also this concern about AI bias, right?
That's a big one.
If ChatGPT is trained on this massive data set of text and code, couldn't it potentially perpetuate existing biases and stereotypes?
Oh, absolutely. That's a crucial point, and one that the article addresses directly.
Okay, good.
It emphasizes the importance of being aware of potential biases in AI-generated content and taking steps to mitigate them.
Okay, so like what could you do?
Well, for example, it suggests carefully reviewing the output,
Okay.
looking for any language that might be offensive or exclusionary, and making necessary edits.
So it's about using your own judgment and critical thinking skills to ensure that the content you're putting out into the world is aligned with your values
Yeah,
and your brand's ethics.
exactly. And it's also about diversifying your sources of information. Don't just rely on ChatGPT. Read widely, consult with experts, and engage with diverse perspectives.
Yeah.
The more informed you are, the better equipped you'll be to spot potential biases and create content that's inclusive and respectful.
That's such an important reminder. We can't just blindly trust the technology.
Definitely not.
We need to be critical thinkers, discerning consumers of information, and responsible creators.
I agree with all of that.
And I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners as we wrap up this deep dive.
Okay.
ChatGPT has incredible potential to transform the way we create content.
Yeah, it really does.
But it's up to us to use it wisely, ethically, and in a way that serves our audience and our goals.
Couldn't have said it better myself. The future of content creation is exciting, but it's also complex. As we navigate this evolving landscape, let's remember that the most important thing is to stay true to ourselves, to our values, and to the human connections that make content creation so meaningful.
Well said. So as we conclude our exploration of ChatGPT in 2025, I want to leave our listeners with this final thought. Embrace the power of AI, but never lose sight of the human heart that beats at the core of great content.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was fun.
Until next